Mr. Chairman, I'm very honored to be in this committee. It's a very, very important process in our democracy. I want to first thank His Excellency the President for nominating me to this very important office to be able to serve the people of Kenya. My story is very simple. I tell people that I'm a walking miracle. I was born in Ukambani. My parents were not wealthy. They were public servants, low cadre public servants. I grew up in Kibera, Makina Estate. I remember my recollection as a child was fighting with rats to use the toilet in those mud houses. Later we moved to Kawangware, Ruta Satellite. I lived in a wooded shack until I was 21 years old. When I was in Form 2, school fees ran out and I stopped going to school because we were poor. But because I taught Sunday school and God had favor in me, Mzee wa Kanisa, the late Hezron Ithaka, paid for my school fees. And so I went back to school. In between that time when I was out, I pushed a lot of wheelbarrows and did some jengo work to keep on going. Later on, missionaries came and they were impressed by this young boy who was a strong Christian teaching Sunday school. And when they went back to the US, they wrote to me and I got a scholarship to go to the United States to study. So after I finished my Form 5, Form 6, I went to the United States and I studied there for 7 years as a member of the diaspora, did a bachelor's and a master's degree. I came back to Kenya where I taught at Daystar University. I also worked at several media houses including The Nation and The Standard. And then I went on a scholarship to Australia for my doctorate in 1998, and 4 years later, at the age of 31, turning 32, I got my doctorate in communication and media. I was headhunted. I went to the United Arab Emirates as an assistant professor of communication and media. I was able to undertake a lot of research in the Middle East. I was a proficient writer, wrote a column called Msafiri. I wrote a lot of columns for the Sunday Nation. And then I was headhunted again to come to Kenya. I was interviewed and I became the first government spokesperson at the age of 33 in the government of the late President Mwai Kibaki. Nearly 10 years later, after we got a new constitution, I went to Machakos where I served for 2 terms as the governor of Machakos. I'm a simple man who believes that the essence of leadership and the essence of all of us to be here is to make the life of others better. I'm lucky, one among many, to be where I am today. So my aspirations in life is to be able to uplift others who are not as lucky as I am, to make their life better and to bring a sense of fairness so that hard work is also repaid by success in life. Najivunia kuwa Mkenya.
Thank you for taking less than half of the time. We now want to know about your documentations that have already been requested of you. Do you have your compliance with tax obligations to the state with a KRA clearance or compliance? You'll give it to our clerk. Clearance with the Higher Education Loans Board. Clearance with Ethics and Anti-Corruption Commission, EACC, Certificate of Good Conduct from DCI, your academic certificates. Even if you have copies, originals must be availed to be seen and compared. Your national identity card. And you may tell us, are you a dual citizen, being a citizen of Kenya and any other jurisdiction?
No, Mr. Chairman, I'm a citizen of only one country, and that is Kenya.
Excellent. What is your financial net worth?
Approximately 420 million shillings. Mr. Chairman.
And what are your current and anticipated sources of income?
I have businesses, hotels, and a few apartments, and a few biasharas here and there. Nothing much.
Here and there. You're a hustler. Have you ever been adversely associated with practices that depict you as bias, in favoritism or nepotism in the discharge of public affairs and duties?
No, Mr. Chairman.
Have you ever been charged and convicted of an offense?
No, Mr. Chairman.
Particularly in matters of personal interest or conflict of interest in the discharge of public duties?
No, Mr. Chairman.
I will now invite members to ask you questions. And I can see the interest is immense. I'll start with Deputy Speaker.
Honorable